Hey everybody, I'm Kim Roberts and I'm with Team Marty Hampton. I'm a broker throughout Wake County. I run most of the southern counties, Harnett, Wayne County, and Johnston County. And I'm with Sherry Riano today, and we are going to chat a little bit about the market.
Hi everybody, as you can tell, we're doing social distancing. We have this nice little plexiglass between us to make sure that we are COVID approved? Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So, but my name is Sherry Riano, and I am with the Sherry Riano lending team. I lend all over the state of North Carolina. So if you happen to need to purchase your primary home, second home, or refinance, or looking at investment properties, my team can help you. So I think we were going to talk about today 5 key things that the first-time home buyer should know in today's market.
Yeah, why not?
If you're a first-time home buyer, you want to find somebody that you connect with, both on the lending side and on the real estate side. You've got to have that right chemistry. Look, you're going to spend a lot of time with us. I personally am going to go through a lot of your personal information. You're going to spend a lot of time with Kim. You know, you've got to find that right home. Just kind of think to yourself, where am I in life? Am I thinking that I'm going to be here a couple years? Am I thinking, wow, this home I'm looking for might be my forever home? We want to make sure that we have the adequate approval level and the right key things in front of you, like credit, your debt to income ratio, and you just understanding the basics of a monthly payment.
The second thing I would say is to find, after your lender, your right agent. Because like she said, you're going to start with Sherry, you're going to go in depth, and then we're going to go out in the field. And we are going to spend a lot of time together, most likely because the homes that you see today are going to be gone tomorrow. And if you don't have that pre-qualification letter, I can't really help you because I can't submit an offer without a pre-qualification. And so if you think you're flustered, I'm flustered because I can't get the right program with the right lender, we can't get you a house.
Correct.
So it's very, very important.
And you want to try to also make sure that you're fully approved. And so a lot of first-time home buyers think, hey, I'm going to go online and I'm going to get on this little ship and they're going to give me an answer and they're going to give me a pre-approval. Well, that's only as good as the data you send into it. And you know, you need somebody that knows the pros and cons and make sure that you have a full loan approval. You know, there's things that you don't know that sometimes cause mortgages not to be approved. And so you want to make sure you're working with somebody that understands that information and that they're willing to approve you up front, not wait and just say, hey, I've looked at your credit and you're good. Because I promise you, time and time again, people have lost their homes, their due diligence money, by not taking those extra steps.
Question. What's the difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification?
Pre-qualification means that you have applied, you have given us some data online, or you've given it over the phone, and credit's been pulled, and I'm done. I haven't looked at your income, your assets, haven't really delved into the file. Pre-approval means that I have your W-2s, your pay stub, I've verified where your cash to close is coming from for your purchase. That means I'm ready. The only thing I'm waiting for at that point is for an appraisal, title work, and we're ready to close.
Oh, that's way better.
Way better.
Way better. So at that point, we can go out and pick out any home that fits your criteria, fits your budget, because the rest is going to be smooth sailing, and that makes my job easier when I'm talking to those listing agents.
And it also makes your offer, and I think Kim will say this all day long, your offer is much stronger. You know, having those things done and letting the listing side know and Kim relating that to them makes you stand out above the other maybe 9 people that are in line for that house. And you definitely in this market want to stand out. You want an experienced agent. You want somebody who's going to take the time, delve into the situation with you, explain everything, because you don't know what you don't know. And I think Kim can really delve into right now talking about due diligence and earnest money. What's the difference, how it works, and how it doesn't work.
Oh, that is one of the easiest things and one of the first things I talk to my buyers about. I was out on a first meet and greet yesterday, and that was one of the topics we covered, because if you are a first-time home buyer, these vocabulary words like due diligence and earnest money, and we even shorten them to DD and EMD, you have no idea what we're talking about. Your due diligence money is how much skin you're willing to put in the game. This goes directly to the sellers. It's non-refundable. So if you're gonna try to compete in a multiple offer situation with $500, it's not gonna work very well, because even though it's hard to walk away from $500 in the game of real estate, it's easy to walk away from $500. If you're putting $3,000 down on the table, that's showing the seller that you are very serious and you're not willing to walk away from this deal. At the end of the day, your due diligence and your earnest money is going to come off your loan at the end anyhow. So easy math. If your loan or the offer is 307, you put down 3,000 and 35 and 4,000. That's $7,000. Your loan's only going to be for $300,000. So it comes off in the end. Now your earnest money, on the other hand, is what's been there all along. North Carolina is one of the states that have due diligence. Not every state does. So if you're moving in, you're from another part of the country, you may not have heard of this before. Earnest money acts the same as it does in every other state. It's held in escrow and it's refundable if you choose to walk away from the transaction prior to 5 p.m. on your due diligence date. So Sherry, what do you think number 4 should be? I'm thinking appraisals.
I think appraisals too. Yes, because we may find out that what if the house doesn't appraise for what you've offered? That's where you need a dynamo like him to step in and go, okay, we gotta have a different conversation here. Analyze what's going on in that market.
And don't let any other agents or lenders or anyone tell you differently, because not all markets are the same. My market, appraisals aren't hitting. They're coming in low. So don't go into a multiple offer situation thinking just because there's multiple offers, it's gonna appraise. It may not.
You know, part of the due diligence on the lending side is it's our responsibility to make sure that we have ordered your appraisal in a timely manner and we have it back. If you're looking at a conventional loan right now, we're looking 7 to 10 business days. And if you're looking for a VA loan, we're looking every bit of 10 to 15 days to get the appraisal back, and that's business days. So, you know, when you have a 2-week, due diligence and we've got 15 days of business that we have to wait for an example on a VA loan, then, you know, that could endanger your ability to actually meet your due diligence. And sometimes, you know, the other side will not let you extend due diligence. And that's a problem, because if our appraisal comes in lower after we cross the due diligence line, well, it's a problem and it's gone.
It is. And so when you say the time frame that you gave us, that is just the turnaround time, correct?
No, that's a full turnaround time. So we'll get it back in our possession.
From the time that it's ordered, from the time till you get the numbers back.
Correct. That's either 7 to 10 on a conventional, an FHA, or 15 on a VA.
Wow. So if you have a 30-day close, that's 15 days.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of time to mess around at that point.
You don't. And so, you know, no matter who you work with on the lending side, I'll tell you this, and this can be your number 5 point, is that when I ask you for documents and my team asks you for documents, you must comply. Same thing with Kim. We are not doing it to, you know, torture anybody, but the reality is we have timelines to meet and we have to do it in a certain progression, and if we can't go out of that progression. So if we're not being able to meet those timelines because you're not giving us the appropriate documents, and I know sometimes you don't understand why, but that's why you need a loan officer and a team behind you and a real estate agent behind you to explain why you're getting certain documents and what that means to you.
Time really is of the essence when you're working in a 30-day time period to try to close a home.
Yeah.
If you are delayed by 24, 48, 72, it can shift the entire process outside your closing date. And as a listing agent as well, I know that timeline, and if I don't see things happening, the other side is gonna get a call from me, because it just literally takes one ball being dropped to throw the entire transaction off. And I will constantly remind my clients, watch your email, because if Sherry's team needs something from you, it's not, I'll get to it when I have time. It's, you need to do it now. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that's one of the things that you just need to be aware of. So you do want to make sure that the company you work with can meet the timelines. My company, First Heritage, is just fabulous on the back end and the operations side, where we're underwritten, we're processed, we're closers. You know, our people are working 7 days a week as hard as they can to make sure we meet your timelines. So when you're out shopping for a lender, you need to ask, are you going to be able to close me within a 30-day period, 35-day period? What is your closing time? Because if Kim negotiates a contract for you for 30 days and they're on a 60-day close, you're going to lose your due diligence, you're going to lose your earnest money, and it's going to be a problem. So just keep that in mind. These are some of the questions you should ask no matter who you work with.
And I'm going to have to agree on that, because if you don't ask, I'm going to ask, and I will ask before I write the offer. I work very closely with the lenders. I will even call in if I know there's a backup, if things are changing. I will ask my lender for the dates to put on your contract. We do work that closely together because I like to hit dates. And if I have a lender on the other side that's willing to hit the same dates, then we're working in conjunction for you to make the process as smooth as possible.
Another thing you want to think about is, does your lender and your realtor communicate? Do they work, I'd say, very easily together, have a good flow? As Kim mentioned earlier, she's going to call and verify what my timelines are, what am I doing, what can I do for you as a client, or make sure that I can honor the things that need to be negotiated. So you want to make sure that you're working with, a realtor and a lender that do communicate at all times, and we both do.
Oh, for sure. And check with your lender. If you're working with a lender that's not going to pick up the phone on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, that could be a problem. Because if I need to get in touch or you need to send documents over the weekend, they need to be able to receive those, process them, so on Monday, when the attorneys and the courthouse is open, we can jump back on schedule. That's a big red flag if your lender won't pick up over the weekend.
And then when in a multi-offer situation,
it's always
get a
going to
letter.
happen. Yeah, it's always going to happen on the weekend.
Not going to happen. I mean, not in this market. So you want to make sure, again, Kim has my cell phone, my personal cell phone. I have hers. We communicate constantly. So, we are going to be there, bar none, hit it out of the park every time.
If you're interested in working with Sherry or I, our contact information is below. Feel free to shoot me a text. My number is 330-559-6556. You can also reach me if you want to give the old school call or shoot an email below. Sherry?
Yep. So you can always reach me at my team line at 919-234-7415. All my team members have access to that line, and we'll be answering it over the weekend and in the evenings. And then you can also reach me down here by my email if you need anything or have any questions, or would just like to schedule a call just to talk about where to get started.